Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Tonys and Hawks, all Pro Skater fans rejoice as we have been blessed with another remaster. Except for Pro Skater 4 fans, they kinda got screwed over. Could this quite possibly be the greatest remaster of all time? The answer to this question will be in this video. We start off the game choosing our character, and including the Digital Deluxe characters, we have 31 to choose from. Now, there are really no rules on how to play Tony Hawk, but there is one. Your first playthrough has to be with Tony Hawk. Listen man, I don't make the rules. Being a pretty old game, the goals of Tony Hawk are very simple. Get a high score, find the secret tape, collect all the skate letters, and complete level-specific tasks like drowning the foreman. The first level is the Foundry, and instantly got the hardest trophy of all time, do a kickflip. Foundry is my favorite level in all of Tony Hawk because as a wee lad, I was pretty bad at this game, so I was almost always guaranteed to be stuck in Foundry for hours.
This is a good cone.
And the off chance that I made it to the next level, I never had my memory card in anyway, so it was right back to the Foundry when I booted up the game. But luckily for me, my prefrontal cortex is fully developed since then, and I became the greatest Tony Hawk player of all time. During my runs of trying to complete all the goals here, I also got this trophy for landing a 150,000 point combo consisting of every type of trick. Next level was Canada. Now I'm not going to go over all the repetitive goals like the skate letters, secret tape, and the high score, because this video would be over an hour long, but I will go over the level specific ones. I instantly buried and killed this bully, found Chuck stuck to a pole and gave him a helping hand, and had to nose grind around the horn, which I spent like 2 sessions trying to find and realized it was the wire up in the tree. You see this ramp right here? There used to be a guy standing here pissing off into the void. He's here later on in the game, but instead of getting rid of all his piss, you give him tea to make more. Never forget what they took from us. The next level was our first competition level, Rio. If you're good at getting big combos, these levels are pretty easy as you just gotta score like 200,000 points without falling off your board, and you're basically guaranteed to beat the competition. Ha! Losers. You get 3 heats, but I only need 2 of them because I am a certified gamer. Next up was Suburbia, and as I was messing around with the ice cream truck that was hopelessly driving around the neighborhood selling ice cream to no one, I got this trophy for sketching 2 vehicles in 1 combo. I also got this trophy proving I never stopped grinding by landing 500 grinds. I then took the axe I just picked up and taken it to the Thin Man so he can take his rage out on this haunted house. It's okay, he unlocked this secret area, so we forgive him. I then ruined Halloween by smashing all the pumpkins, but I'm sure they forgave me because I fixed the satellite dish so they can get back to watching the 2-piece on YouTube. The next level was Airport, which is one of the linear levels where you start at the top and work your way to the bottom. This place was apparently infested with pickpockets, but I stopped them by running them all over. I also disrespected 10 countries by knocking down 10 different flags. I then had to deliver the plane tickets to the homies by dodging all the guards, metal detectors, and not bailing. And this challenge really made me fall in love with the mechanic of just falling off your board for no apparent reason.
Yeah, that's what I would have did.
The homies did eventually get their tickets, and it was time to move on to the next level. Next up was Skater Island, another competition level. Same deal as last time, hit an easy 900, spam a bunch of flat ground tricks, profit. Next up was Los Angeles. 0 out of 10 map. There were no fires and no protests like real life. I did some free balling by knocking down these balls. I then had to start an earthquake, which apparently is as easy as grinding on these 4 red rails. I may or may not be responsible for the death of this woman. I'm just kidding, silly. She wasn't actually dead, so I made sure she was. Her totaled car stopped this police chase, so I did a good deed anyway. Next up was Tokyo, another competition level. This was probably the favorite of the 3 competitions because I can spam grind tricks around this loop just to get greedy and fall off my board. I basically just copied what I did from the first heat, and the gold medal was officially mine. I was just messing around skating the level after and also got this trophy for scaring off 120 clusters of birds. The final level of Pro Skater 3 was the cruise ship. I ruined this intense game of chess, drained the pool so I could invert the high wires, and found the engineer his toolbox so he could raise the ferry. He would have been way cooler if he built a sentry gun instead.
Engineer game thing.
The last unique goal I had to do was complete the stunt gauntlet, which was kind of annoying considering it takes like over a full minute of the timer just to do. I had to grind around this figure 8, manual this entire deck, invert the helicopter, and claim my giant gold medal by launching it at innocent workers. Before moving on to Pro Skater 4, I did my best Mr. Krabs impersonation and went back through all the levels collecting all the money I missed. Some dev actually thought it would be a funny joke to put some cash on this moving plane in suburbia, but joke's on him, it only took me like 5 tries to get it. I couldn't find the last dollar on Tokyo, and got this trophy for whipping out photo mode while using Tony Hawk. With Pro Skater 3 completed, it was now time for the next game, starting out with college. Now, I never played Pro Skater 4, and there's been a lot of controversy whether this game is better with or without the classic career mode, so comment down below which version you prefer and why. The first thing I did was grind down Minecraft Steve's banners, sketch the professor's car, which led to his demise, and got back at the frat by draining all their kegs. I don't know what I was getting back at them for, but they definitely deserved it. The next level I had to complete was San Francisco. I became a delivery man and found all the missing packages. I saved Painter Neil by grinding around this cement ball and killing the shark with it. Honestly, how do you even get yourself in this situation? I should have just let him get eaten.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
The last thing I had to do was manual the overhead walkway.
Wow, incredible!
Next up was another competition level, Movie Studio. This was a new level and honestly was really fun and had a lot of great lines. And by great lines, I mean spamming tricks around this rail loop for eternity. The next level was Alcatraz, which at first I wasn't really a big fan of because it was confusing. There was just so many doors that teleported you around the level, and it was just messing with my brain considering it was like 2 AM when I got to this level. I had to drain a pool to spine transfer into this water tower, and got this trophy for landing 500 combos that included wall rides. I then photobombed 3 groups of tourists who sounded pretty angry that I ruined their photos. If Tony Hawk came flying in and trucked me over while I was taking a photo, I honestly don't think I could be mad. The last thing I did was find the cell block keys to release the prisoner, which apparently they keep in a random garbage bin around the prison. It's also not like this guy couldn't just hit a 180 and fly out the back, but what do I know? The next level was Water Park, and my opinions at first were the exact opposite of Alcatraz. At first I thought this map was fire, but then after playing it for a little bit, I've got to say, in all honesty,
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
this map has like no flow to it, and you get sandbagged on almost all the props in the map. I don't know, maybe you guys had a different experience than I did, but for me, this was my least favorite of all the new maps they added. I had to drain Pirates Bay of this foul-looking water, grabbed the massive arcade keys and celebrated the grand reopening of the arcade by destroying all of the machines. And then I decided to collect the worst placed dollar in gaming history. This was 10 times worse than the Suburbia Plane one. I then took out all my frustrations by destroying all the mascots around the park. Hey, if I didn't have fun on this map, no one can. Up next, another competition level, Kona. I was skeptical seeing how wide open this level was, but honestly, it wasn't that bad and was easy to combo around the level. Easy gold. Next level was a small one for a change of pace.
What do you mean by that?
Shipyard. I stole 7 rivets from an active job site, became a pizza delivery guy and fed all the hardworking welders, and took way too long to try and hard flip off this buoy. I don't know why, but there seems to be some trickery going on when doing these trick challenges. Your skater will land it every time after you do the wrong trick, but the one attempt you actually do the right one, he bails. We'll just chalk it up to a skill issue, honestly. Next up was London, which was another mid-level if I'm being honest. I had to get 4 copper hats, which wasn't too bad until Minecraft Steve decided he was going to post up on this pillar, which seemed impossible to trick over. I also had to wall ride 2 buses in one combo. Half the time he just wouldn't wall ride, and the other half of the time he tries grinding around this stupid curve. The last thing I had to do was free Stompy the elephant by skitching onto this van. Weird looking elephant, but okay. Next up was the final competition level, Zoo. Another easy gold medal, just grinding back and forth between these red rails. Apparently this level is nothing like the original since they made it a competition and took out all the missions. So Pro Skater 4 fans, don't be mad at me, but I actually like this level. After getting the gold medal, I unlocked the final level in the game, Pinball. Before moving on, I also got this trophy for finding all stat points in the game. Last up was Pinball, another new map. The map doesn't have any flow, and you get destroyed by the pinball 90% of the time, but it looks cool, so it gets 5 big booms. I took down all of the tombstone targets, collected all of the arcade tokens, and the last thing I did was wall plant all of the multi-ball targets. Honestly, it was a bunch of pretty easy goals for being the last level in the game. After getting the final secret tape, I was done with the game and I don't have to play these levels again, right? Wrong, all the levels now have pro goals, so we have to replay both games again, but with new things to do. Basically just a higher score, more collectibles, gaps to trick over, and a new set of letters that have to all be grabbed in one combo. Now, I'm not saying I'm the greatest pro skater player, but even I thought these goals were fairly easy to complete and really added no challenge to the game. The only somewhat difficult parts were some of the combo letters like Canada and Los Angeles. Oh, and whoever made it that you have to stiffy over the hill in Canada,
Your mom's a hoe.
it's actually the most RNG thing in gaming history. Can't forget about trying to get into the abyss on Suburbia, where 9 times out of 10, you don't even make it into the door. I took out my frustration on these stupid goals by getting the trophy for getting 10 million points in one combo, and landing a 75 trick combo. This was the intended way to get these trophies, I'm afraid. After about 2 hours of getting all the pro goals in Pro Skater 3, I moved on to college in Pro Skater 4, and I decided to get this trophy for collecting the combo letters in reverse because this was definitely the easiest map to do it on. The next notable thing that happened was I had to listen to Ranger Ron tell his story while sketching his cart for 15 seconds to get this trophy.
The prison closed in 1963, but in 1969, Native American activists occupied the place for 19 months. Want to know how they got here? They jumped on a boat and swam ashore. Wild, right? Better not try it yourself. We don't let people in the water these days. See those double doors? They're all over the island, and they lead to secret staircases. They're from back in the day when guards had to get around the place quickly, just like in the movies. I don't like to go in there personally. It's a maze, too dark and spooky, but it's amazing the places you can wind up.
All the way at my favorite map, Water Park, someone actually decided it was a good idea to put an arcade token on top of this building, which was literally impossible to get on. Whoever thought this was a good spot to put this token?
Your mom's a hoe.
All the way at Pinball, I got this trophy for getting over 1 million in one session by hitting a 900 and spamming flat ground tricks, and completed the rest of the pro goals, which now meant I officially had every goal in the game done. I could now finally rest and never play any of these goals again. Oh no. Okay, beat all the goals in every map with every character. There's not that many characters, this should be easy.
Oh my goodness!
13 normal levels with 15 goals each, and 6 competition levels, 29 times. Instead of playing the game normally with each character straight through, I came up with a big brain plan to get this trophy as fast as possible. Instead of playing through the entire game with a character, and then moving on to the next character and playing through the entire game again, doing that 29 times, I decided to play with every character on the same map before moving on to the next one. With this strategy, it ensured that I knew where all the goals were, and that I could take the fastest route to get everything done as quick as possible. And then I was like, well, I just played a single map for 3 hours straight, I might as well just complete all of the speedrun challenges. And then I was like, well, I did all that, I might as well complete all the gaps and get all the score challenges as well. With this strategy, I on average could get a map completely done in 4 hours. Except for you, Water Park, fuck you. So here's a summary of all the maps in order and what I liked and what I didn't like. Foundry, easy, I know this map like the back of my hand. I got this trophy for destroying 500 breakable objects, and I also got this trophy for completing its speedrun without bailing. When going for all the gaps, I also got this one for being in free skate for 5 minutes. Canada was fine until I had a stiffy over this hill 29 times in a row. Did they even playtest this? This is actually the most rage-inducing thing to ever hit a video game. Rio, competition level, so too easy. Suburbia, everything was fine besides hitting the pizza man through the door. Airport was really fun, especially having to combo the entire level from top to bottom. Skater Island, another competition level. I got this one done in like an hour. Los Angeles, almost destroyed everything I owned doing the combo challenge. Trying to get up to the M from the O is just why? Like, why does this exist? Tokyo, the competition was easy, but getting the 500 gaps that are in this map should be considered cruel and unusual punishment. Cruise ship, very frustrating level. None of the challenges lined up well, so it took super long to complete everything. It did have Red Bull cans, so we'll give it some bonus points. And at the end of this level, I also got this trophy for completing all of the Pro Skater 3 challenges. College was a fun level, collecting these pink elephants was really fun, and destroying Minecraft Steve's banners was a bonus. San Francisco, not too bad of a level. The hardest part was probably the combo challenge. I also needed a challenge to sketch 2 vehicles in one combo for 2 million points, and decided this was probably the best place to do it. This challenge took me over an hour to do because half the time he wouldn't grab onto the cars. Eventually I did lock in and I got it completed. Movie studio, easy competition, just spam grind tricks around this rail loop. Alcatraz, frustrating level trying to find a line to get all of the goals at once. Also, trying to sow flip over the bulldozer might be the most RNG thing in gaming history. I know I said that about going over the hill in Canada, but honestly, these two goals might be tied. Also, whoever thought manualing down the entire road leading up to the prison.
Your mom's a hoe.
Don't forget the gap where you have to jump off this piece of wood and make it all the way to the bottom of the hill. It took me almost an hour to complete this, and if it wasn't for the plant on the tour cart, this gap might not be possible. Water park, I already voiced my frustrations with this level. Almost crashed out doing it 29 times in a row. Also, one of the combo challenges was to get a 1.5 million combo using the morning captain gap. This was just so frustrating because he either overshot the ramp or sandbagged himself on the 8 million props surrounding the stupid boat. Kona, very easy level. All you had to do for the platinum medal was knock birds off power lines. Shipyard was fun delivering pizzas to welders for 3 hours. The hard combo challenge was somehow worse than the water parks. You had to land a 2 million combo using the more barge fun gap. Half the time you didn't make the distance, and the other half of the time he does whatever this is. Also, when you do land it, you'll probably just choke away the combo like I did. All I gotta say is,
it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
London, nothing was hard, just most of the goals took a lot of time and were spaced apart. The combo was easier starting from the O, and I didn't hit it once starting from the C. Zoo, the last competition level, and it was once again very easy. The hardest part was getting all the penguins and still having enough time to do a combo. After getting all of the money and landing all of the gaps, I completed all of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 challenges in the game. The final level was finally here. 80 hours of grinding solo tours has all led to this. It was such a bittersweet moment to be here on Pinball because I was grinding solo tours for 10 hours a day for a week straight just to get here. After completing the final character, I was so happy, and honestly, haven't grinded for a trophy like this in so long. The journey wasn't over though, because we still had some trophies to clean up to secure top 50 on the leaderboard. After completing the final hard combo challenge and landing the final gaps, all the expert challenges in the game were complete. Next, I went for the trophy for hitting a 900 with the 900. You're probably supposed to do this in Pinball with the speed boost ramp, but I couldn't get more than a 720 with this thing, so off to Creative Park we go. I then tackled all of the skater challenges. Most of these were just landing 250k combos with each skater special trick, and doing some mundane challenges in Skater Park. This meant I had to make a custom skater. I made my goat, Skid McMarks. Isn't he handsome? After placing 100 barrels in my skate park and saving this masterpiece, I completed every skater challenge. I then loaded into Foundry with Skid, and I used every filter in photo mode to get this trophy. The last thing we had to do was the hardest trophy of them all. Some would say, the hardest trophy of all time. All I had to do was complete the tutorial. After listening to Tony Hawk teach me how to play this game, I got the final 2 trophies I needed, and the Platinum Trophy was now mine. 13th in the world, baby. This is my podium. Now to rank this Platinum Trophy. Does it get an S tier? Does it get an F tier? There can be no other rank than Tony Hawk rank. Pro Skater 3 is one of my favorite games of all time, and getting into the Platinum Club ascends this game above S. Besides the soundtrack having like 3 original songs and then they added a bunch of stinkers on top of it, this game is peak. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next Platinum video.